Hello YouTube, I've got another high ELO ranked game here with lots of high ELO people here, so this should be a really fun game. And the teams are going to be Ezreal, Vi, Lulu, Hecarim, Kayle versus Kog'Maw, Taric, Zed, Yi, and Xerath. So the lane matchups are probably going to be Hecarim versus Master Yi in the jungle. At top lane, it's probably going to be Vi or Kayle, probably Vi. Vi versus Zed. At mid lane, it's probably Kayle versus Xerath, and at bottom lane, it's going to be Ezreal and Lulu versus Kog'Maw and Kog'Maw and Taric. My bad. Sorry about that. I think I said Yi in the jungle. So, should make for a really good game here because there is lots of high ELO people there. You got Azurewrath, ZionSpartan, Onemadbrad. Like, you got all sorts of high ELO people here. So, hopefully we have a good game here, to say the least. So, let's get these lanes matched up here. Okay, and I think that should do it. As far as starting item goes, nothing out of the ordinary here. Xerath is going to Fairy Charms, which I find slightly surprising, but because right now it's very popular with the current meta to just build lots of pots and like get a ward and stuff like that. So it looks like we're going to see a little invade here from the purple team. We'll see what happens. I don't think they see this Kayle yet. Nope, they can't see it. Now they can. So this invade is probably going to be ineffective. But we'll see how it goes. Taric dropping wards all over the place here. Nobody flashed. Oh yeah, Hecarim running flash. Usually people run ghost on Hecarim. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what they were saying there with the chat. So it looks like E is going to start raise red here with that Elbow Strike, clearing those minions very, very quickly. Oh, it looks like he's going to go for the counter or something here, getting the blue. Interesting. He does have good wards, so he can probably do this. Go quickie if you're going to go. Kind of interesting. Looks like he's just going to take the blue. Hecarim is on the way. We'll see what happens here. We might see the first blood here. We're going to check out bottom while this is going on. Looks like he managed to get that blue there. Smiting it for that blue kill. A little poke going on at top lane. Not too much going on there. Zed trying to juke out. Actually, that was a pretty aggressive little juke there. Bringing him relatively low. At bottom lane, stun going down on the Lulu, but Kog'Maw unable to capitalize on that because he was a little out of position. And we might see first blood here. There's the ignite. Go back to top lane. Nope. Zed is going to be able to survive that with that elixir fortitude there, managing to give him enough health. Ez doing lots of damage. Gonna maybe pick up the first blood here. Nice barrier there to prevent a lot of that, but Ez picks up that kill. Kog'Maw tracing down, trying to get a little revenge, but not going to happen. So Ez picking up the first blood there, just with some beautiful positioning and a nice ignite there. The Kog'Maw almost baited him in with the barrier, but Ez managed to get that last auto attack off just before the Kog got out of range. So nice little positioning there from the Ezreal mainly. So mid lane, just a little poke going down there. And Vi forcing that Zed pack is going to allow for him to get a little ahead there on the CS, but not too far. It looks like Zed is going to start playing super aggressive, but Vi is able to exchange damage quite readily there with her passive. Zed is chasing though. We'll try and keep an eye on everything. Zed is chasing very hardcore here. We'll see if he manages to get... Nope. Vi is going to be forced back here, so Zed should be able to make a comeback here from on that farm. So, looks like we might see a Master Yi gank. Is he AP? No, he is not. He is ADEA. So, there is the gank there, and looks like she just manages to flash away there after the Alpha Strike, managing to avoid the majority of that damage. Probably going to try and heal up and go back to her lane, stay in lane for as long as possible. So long as Zed doesn't land a stun, she should be alright. Not Zed, Xerath. Blah. Can't talk. So all of a sudden we got a little passive moment here in the game. Nothing too exciting. Looks like we're going to see a gank on Xerath here. We'll see what happens. There's the slow there, and lots of damage going down on the Xerath, flashing to keep up with him, and down he goes. But a nice stun there is going to get the kill there for the Yi, who managed to teleport in there and pick up that kill. I didn't realize that Yi was running teleport. That is actually pretty crazy significant. So it looks like at top lane, Vi managed to force. Oh man, and Kayle overstaying the welcome a little bit, but gets a nice ignite, and Yi taking too many tower hits. Very aggressive early game here so far. Trading so many kills for only 5 minutes in, having 4 deaths between the two teams is pretty significant. Bottom lane trading a little damage here. Lulu taking quite a bit, trying to poke a little bit there with that glitter lance, but unable to do so too much. Blue team has a gold advantage of about 700 gold right now, so that is not to be underestimated. Zed juking the Vi there a little bit, and it looks like he's going to try poking some damage here, but she has very good sustained damage there with that denting blows there. Allowing to shred the armor there is pretty hugely significant. So bottom lane still being super aggressive. Lulu's caught out of position, but a nice heal there. Manages to save her along with that flash. Ezreal just trying to do what he can here to take out the Kog'Maw. Nice little shield there. Goes down on the Ez. Manages to do just a little bit more damage, but that Ezreal is so low, but I think he should be able to get away because that Taric is super Super. So back at mid lane, we got the Hecarim blue jungler trading damage here with the Xerath, but Xerath's landing some nice stuns there. And back at top lane, we've got a little bit of a gank going on here. Here comes the Yi catching that Vi way out of position, but Yi didn't even have to touch. The Vi was just out of position from the Zed. I think he might have ulted her, just doing tremendous damage there. Not even ulting her. That's pretty incredible. Just doing tremendous damage there with his ghosts and whatnot. Kog goes down once again here at the bottom lane, but Lulu goes down, but it is an execute. Nice job there on Lulu, making it so that he can tank the turret there long enough for that Ezreal to get a kill there. So, nice little play there at bottom lane, so very well done. As far as items go, we do have Kayle getting that Stinger, probably going to build that into a quick Nashor's Tooth. And Xerath has that quick Chalice of Harmony, so he should be able to spam up a storm now. Spam. As far as CS goes, Ezreal is significantly ahead of that Kog'Maw, especially with that one kill. That brings him at almost 1,000 gold ahead of that Kog'Maw, which is very significant. And at mid lane, Xerath is slightly ahead of this Kayle. So we'll see if too much more goes on here. Lulu managing to pick up that ward there at the Tribush is going to be significant. Top lane, once again, trading damage. Very aggressive top lane here so far. Zed is slightly ahead because he does have that kill and a little bit ahead on the CS. But finally manages to come ahead. And oh man, what a beautiful bush gank there from Master Yi. And just absolutely destroys that Vi there at top lane. Just a beautiful gank there. And it looks like we're going to see engage here at bottom lane. We'll try and cover this as much as possible. And it looks like a little poke going on between the AD carriers. There's the Ez ult. Glitter Lance manages to pick up the kill on the Taric, and Kog goes down to the Ezreal auto attack. And Kog just trying to clear minions there to prevent that, to prevent them from doing too much damage. Back at top lane, Hecarim is covering this lane since the Vi is down, and it looks like since Vi is approaching, they're going to send that Hecarim back to lane. At mid lane, it looks like Xerath is going to go back. Let's see if he has enough gold to buy something. 1,000 gold is enough to get a little bit of CDR or something. Not quite sure what he is exactly going to buy. Yeah, it looks like he did get that Fiendish Codex plus a ward, so should provide him with a little bit more spammability there, rushing that quick Chalice into the Grail, most likely is there. So Kog getting tier 2 boots already is going to make him so he's a little susceptible to poke in lane, and with Ezreal having that Vamp Scepter, and he still has 800 gold in his inventory, he's going to try to be building for that BF sword here very quickly. So nice little 1k gold advantage here in favor of blue team, but all is not lost yet because they do have some pretty strong comps here for purple team. Zed can be very, very scary at shutting down people, and Kog'Maw is such a late game carry that he can be super crazy here later on. So Kog's starting to try and poke there with his ult, just doing a little bit of damage here and there, but Ezreal doing a very good job landing these pokes. And there is a Lulu engaging on this Taric, but here comes here comes the Yi trying to come in here. Alpha striking in on the Lulu, doing some pretty crazy damage. There's the Ezreal scaring away that Taric, and now I don't think they have the HP to dive these two. So nice Ezreal there, deterring that purple team from that dive. But Kog'Maw is going to keep trying to poke here, and we're going to back it up here because we missed that gank here at mid lane. It looks like Kayle just doing some nice consistent poke there on this Xerath. Xerath trying to flash away, but there is the Hecarim ult catching him out of position just a little bit there. And that's going to pick up a nice little kill there for Hecarim. Back at top lane, not too much is going on. Bottom lane is still dancing around this turret here with that Lulu so very low. Purple team still trying to poke away here, and that Lulu still being super aggressive there with those whimsies, trying to get that Ezreal so much of an ability to do damage there. So Zed trying to do as much damage as possible. It looks like he tried to ult that Vi at top lane, but unable to get quite enough damage there to get the burst kill down. So 1.5k in favor of blue team so far. Nice little gold advantage. Zed does have that brutalizer, so he has some pretty crazy significant damage now, probably with that brutalizer and that Doran's blade. And here's an engage. Lulu's out of position and manages to ult herself, but that Hecarim comes in, saves the day, and Lulu still might survive here. Glitter lancing, and Lulu does go down though to that Kog'Maw ult, and it looks like they managed to chase down. Wow, just lots of damage. We're going to back that up so we can see that kill at mid lane as well. Just so much action going on here. Kayle just doing a good job of doing consistent damage, and oh, stop it. And just being able to burst down that Xerath just barely before she goes down. Just well played there. Just very nice plays in general here from everybody. And this blue team gold advantage is starting to get very significant, and the Xerath is coming. Oh gosh. There's the ward. Kayle, run. Run. Run! He should have just gone for it, but that's okay. He wasn't aware. Should have dropped that ward and been immediately ready to follow that up with the W, because he didn't have his ult up, so I guess it would have been a little dangerous. Hecarim getting that Spirit of the Elder Lizard gives him a lot more sustained damage there, and Master Yi with that Wriggles Lantern allows him to clear so much faster. And Ezreal does have that BF sword now, so bottom needs to be very, very scared of this Ezreal, because he is fairly fed. 3-0-2. And in bottom lane, they finally get that purple team first turret there. So blue team has a very significant gold advantage here going into this 12-minute mark of this game. Solid 3k gold advantage, and we haven't even seen a dragon fight yet. That's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. As far as farm goes, Zed is starting to get very far ahead of this Vi. But the Ezreal lead is very scary right now. Same with that Kayle at mid. Just because that Kayle, she now has a little bit of AP now, so she might actually be able to absolutely destroy this bottom lane. And Hecarim going in for the gank here at this bottom lane. Whoop, we're going to back it up so we can see this gank here at top. Zed managing to juke that Vi's damage once again there, and there's the ult there from Vi, but Vi ults him, doing a little bit of damage, juking the damage, but in comes the Yi, just managing to keep up with her and pick her up there with the Shadow Dash into the spin to win. So, what is that spell called again? Where he spins. Living Shadow, Shadow Slash, that's what it is. That nice little Shadow Slash managing to pick up the kill. And Kayle managing to force that Xerath away from poking too much at that turret. And it looks like we're going to see a dragon engage here very shortly. Very, very shortly. Lulu dropping a ward there at the blue is going to allow them to have a pretty good vision. And it looks like they're just chomping at the bit for an engage here. There's the Hecarim ult managing to fear, but the Ez ult does not line up. Just doing lots of damage to that Taric. Here comes the Master Yi though. Master Yi is relatively fed though. 2-1. And purple team starting to scramble a little bit at that gold disadvantage that they are at. Managing to pick up that top turret is going to bring that gold advantage down to 1.5k, 1.6 in blue team's favor. So 10-5 right now is the current score. Not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed. But we'll see how this goes. This Ezreal is super scary right now. 100 CS at 13 minutes with 3-0 is very, very scary. So we'll see what happens here. Ez just poking away here, and I'm surprised we still haven't seen a dragon in fight really yet. Kog just trying to abuse that range that he has from that W. Just trying to poke away here at that Ezreal. But Ezreal does have a lot of sustain there with that BF Sword and that Vampiric Scepter. So, going to be a little rough here. And Kayle manages to get that mid turret while this poking action at bottom lane is going on. And it looks like Zed's going to try and poke a little bit at this Vi. He's just doing a very good job of abusing his high mobility and juking out this Vi's kind of brute force mentality. But Vi, when she lands those Qs, because I think she's leveling that first maybe? Yeah, she leveled that first, so that's why it's super relevant. When she misses those Qs, she just gets absolutely destroyed, it seems. And Zed is doing what he can to dodge those Qs. And it looks like Yi is going to try and take this blue, but Ezreal is here. There's the Whimsy on the Ezreal, forcing that blue to reset. Here comes the Hecarim, doing enough damage to that Taric to allow Ezreal to bring that up, and Kog'Maw is out of position now, trying to do as much damage as possible to that Ez over the wall. Yi manages to pick up the kill, and now he is on the run, trying to meditate, but the Hecarim knockback manages to break that and pick up the kill. Kog is going to go down here to the Kayle, and Kayle is here as well. Lulu flashes over the wall, but Kayle is super low. She did manage to use that ult there to prevent the Kog passive from taking that down. And Xerath whiffs that Q. That's going to be super relevant because that's going to give Kayle enough health here for this engage to manage to pick up that Xerath, but she does go down as well to that Xerath. Lulu is the last man standing here for this bottom engage. Just pretty crazy engage in general. That was just nuts. Absolutely nuts. I'm not sure how Lulu managed to stay alive throughout that. That Hecarim was super low throughout that entire engage. Just pretty aggressive game here. 15-8 at 15 minutes. That's pretty aggressive. Vi managing to pick up that top turret gives that blue team another significant gold advantage. 4K in general for that blue team, and we still haven't seen a dragon fight. Pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous indeed. But man, this is incredible fighting so far. Just super aggressive all across the board. And as far as items, Ezreal does have that Bloodthirster, but he doesn't quite have enough for that Zeal. Looks like he might be waiting for it. No, he's just farming at mid lane. Sorry, I thought he was waiting at the well for some gold. And Zed is trying to roam now with that Boots mobility, just trying to run around as much as possible. Master Yi rushing that static Shiv allows him to do a lot more attacks per second, abuse that Wuju style passive and active effects along with that ult, allowing him to keep position. He is very reliant on red. Master Yi is one of those hardcore damage, just massive damage outputs when he goes AD, but it does require Taric missing that bush with that ward. So silly. And the Kayle is super low there. We're going to back it up because I missed that engage just a little bit here. So we're going to watch this in all its glory. So just a nice little bait there from the Kayle. Zed comes in doing lots of damage there with his ultimate. And here comes the Hecarim ulting in, catching that Xerath out of position. Xerath lands a nice stun and manages to get away. Lulu ults the Hecarim, and let's see if he manages to get away here. Taric lands a stun on him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Yi is chasing, though. Hecarim, with that incredible movement speed, though, is just running. And manages to get away there. Back in mid lane, and the Lulu is so very low. She's doing a very good job of dodging these skills, but heck, finally Zed manages to pick up that kill. But here comes the Vi, just excuse my language, but that was just a bitch slap. Just comes out of nowhere and just completely knocks him out of his shoes. And Kog'Maw's caught out of position here from the Vi. There is the ignite, and Hecarim, and just Kog gets dunked there. And I don't think they realize that this Taric is here. Oh my gosh, let's see if Hecarim gets him. Nope. Didn't manage to see him there. And Ezreal, meanwhile, all this is going on, just backdooring another turret, bringing that gold advantage still to 6K in blue team's favor. And now Vi is useful. 2 and 3. It's not a, she had a rough start there, but now she has a couple kills and should be pretty good. Looks like Vi's a little sore there over the trading. Blue team trying to extend this advantage here just a little bit more by going for this dragon now with just Lulu, Hecarim. Should be able to do it since Hecarim does pretty consistent damage. Ezreal and Kayle are coming. And here comes a Zed Taric though. Let's see if they face check this. It would be a little rough. Kayle doing lots of damage to that Zed, forcing that Zed to go away, and Ezreal just bursting down that Taric. And oh my god, he is out of position. Doesn't even manage to pick up the Lulu before he gets bursted down, and this Ezreal is just carrying so hard at this mid game. So hard. And it looks like he's just poking away at this dragon. Dragon did reset throughout that entire fight, and uh-oh. Ezreal. Ezreal. What? I didn't even see that Zed was on the run. Just trying to juke as much as possible. Does the Vi have her ult up? She does. If she can get in range, she can dunk him, but we already know how this story ends. So close to getting cutting the distance there, and it would have been sad if she had burned her ult and he executed. Oh man, the chat. Anyway, nice little execute there from the Zed, but this game is practically over. We have a 6k gold advantage here in blue team's favor, and this Ezreal is just scary. Kog doing a nice job of poking at him at max range there with his ultimate, but Ezreal still poking away there with those arcane shots. Mystic shots, I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. Missed this 4-man push here at mid lane. Sorry, I'm getting sloppy all of a sudden. We're going to watch it in its glory. Taric trying to do what he can to defend. Just gets, I don't know what happened there, just misclicked or something and gets caught out of possession there by both of them. Yee, what are you doing? Okay, I think purple team has started to give up hope here. Zed doing a lot of damage to that Kayle, manages to pick it up. Wow, nice little ult burst there from the Xerath. Did I say Zed? I meant Xerath. Just nice little burst there from the Xerath, landing up that stun nicely. And there is an Ezreal whiffing it over the Kog, but now the chase is on. Kog manages to land a nice slow, doing a little bit of damage to that Ezreal, and I think he should be able to pick up the kill on this Ez. Nice little arcane shift to dodge it. Beautifully done. Hecarim managing to pick up that red there while that was going on, and now they're going to go for this dragon, it looks like. Hecarim swinging around. Lulu's there for the support. Ezreal can come at a moment's notice. Just trying to push away there a little bit. Trying to see where exactly everybody is at. Hecarim, Lulu poking away at this dragon, and purple team does not have vision at all of this, so blue team should be able to pick this up. And Zed doing a little bit of fight here with that Vi. There's the Zed ult doing lots of damage on the Vi, but Vi is doing really steady damage. Manages to burst it down finally with that ultimate damage there. And looks like we're going to probably see a hardcore push here from blue team. Oh. And here comes a 4-man push here at this mid lane for blue team. And there's the Hecarim initiate there on the Taric. Taric goes down to that Ezreal, but Lulu is taking lots of damage. Kog just poking away there, but he gets picked up there to the Hecarim, and it looks like Hecarim is going to be able to walk away like a boss. And that mid turret is going to go down, it looks like. But Kog managing to catch that Kayle out of position there. Almost lands another stun. So many flashes getting forced away. Lulu is on the run. They are aware of that. And Xerath manages to land a Q. But the Zed cannot cut the distance. Landing a nice glitter lance there might be enough to save her. Manages to cut the distance there with the shadow form and Qs. Womp womp. And the Kog goes down there to the Kayle. So womp womp. Purple team just unable to cut this loss that they have, and Zed getting initiated on by the Hecarim, giving up a kill. Oh, not Xerath. Can't talk. And finally, we see this Zed starting to capitalize on his being fed now. So we'll see if they can start to manipulate this into advantage. Their only hope is if they can get a Baron here relatively soon, but it is still very early in the game. Taric is only level 9. Like, it isn't that early, but they don't have a very good tank here for this Baron. Yi can do a lot of damage to it with that static shiv and Wriggle's lantern. He can just do crazy amounts of damage. But And so can Kog. Kog getting 2 Zeals. What? What's going on there? Weird. I guess he's just going for massive attack speed. And it looks like we're going to see an engage here. Yi. Nope, doesn't go for the Alpha Strike, but Ez is just poking away there. There is the engage, but this Ezreal is just doing too much damage, even bursting him, managing to pick him up while he's meditating. There is the Vi ult. There on the Xerath. Xerath goes down, but now Kog'Maw has these guys on the run. Let's see if late game Kog is able to pick up all this damage. Hecarim ults in, doing so much damage. Manages to pick up the Taric. Vi picking up the yet another kill, but Xerath came, not Xerath, Zed came in doing quite a bit of damage. Now he's on the run and flashing over that wall, and let's see if he can juke away. Nice little shadow dash over the wall, and the chase is on. Let's see if he can juke his way back. And here comes Kayle along the top. Kayle, I meant Kayle, derp. And he is running. They do see where he is, but Kayle also gets quite a bit of movement speed there with that heal she has. But I think this Zed is going to be able to get away. Boots of mobility, too strong, and baiting that Kayle out of position is going to be the death of her, most likely. Yi managing to cut the distance and get that kill, and now we've got a fight here on this Hecarim 2v1 gangbang style. And this Hecarim is trying to juke as much as possible, trying to pick up this, but there is the Zed ult, and manages to burst down that Hecarim just before he picks up that Yi. Whew! As purple team, they're still fighting, managing to pick up a little momentum here, cutting that gold disadvantage down to just about 6.5k. Nice little plays, but this Ez is still scary. Super scary, so we'll see how we can do. But Kog is doing a good job dueling him, but Ez just has too much gold advantage here. And it still manages to pick up the kill, regardless, giving up a kill and assist for both teams. Nice little trade, that Taric killed being enough. Kog becoming useful. Womp. Yep. And Zed managing to pick up a... Oh! Lulu manages to bait him so far in. There is the Zed ult though, and I think Zed's going to go down. Let's see if he can pick up the kill. Nope. Lulu baiting too hard there with the Kayle ult. I'm sorry, I'm laughing too much over this chat. Too funny. This Zed is kind of hilarious. For being 12-4, he is not carrying very well. And here comes the strong blue push here since that purple team carry is down. And we'll see how this goes. Zed just doing... Not Zed. God, too many Zzz names. Drive me crazy. Xerath managing to force that push back with that max range Qs there with his chains of power. And it looks like Vi is trying to engage on this Xerath, managing to ult him, dunking him out of position, and Kayle manages to pick up the ult, secure the kill with her Q there. Just a nice little engage there from that Vi, and here comes that 4-man blue man push. And here comes that Yi ulting and queuing in, and blue team is forced back. Yi doing lots of damage, but he is going to go down to that Vi. Kog managing to pick up the Hecarim while that's all going down, but Kayle manages to pick up the Zed. Kayle manages also to pick up that Kog, and blue team still has 2 people up here. Going to be able to pick up this turret most likely, even though it's going to bring this Vi very low. Surrender vote goes down, but does not go through for this purple team, and the goal advantage is once again back to 10k in blue team's favor. Womp. And it looks like they are going to be able to get this inhib, and this is probably the beginning of the end for this purple team. Since another turret goes down, and we're probably going to see a second inhib. 2 inhibs is going to be very rough. It's going to be so hard for this purple team to make a comeback here. They're going to have to, like, get a Baron buff here. Or, I don't know, like, it would have to be, like, multiple aces and a Baron buff. Xerath ulting that Ezreal, who was a little out of position, but Lulu ulting him manages to save him long enough, and we've got a blue team on the run. Let's see if purple team can manage to clean this up, but without the Reverie on this Taric yet, they are unable to cut the distance too quickly. Xerath is still on the run, though. He's starting to get a little bit of AP, And they're just chasing. There is the stun, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Xerath's ult is down, manages to do a little bit of damage, but that Xerath gets dunked, and a nice Ezreal gets lined up there, and here comes the Zed ulting in on that Kayle, ulting in on that Zed, but Kayle ults him to prevent all that damage, and Kayle manages to pick up that damage. Ooh. And there's the alpha there from Yi, but goes down there to that Ezreal. Meanwhile, Hecarim manages to pick up chase down that Xerath in the jungle. So that's that. I don't see any way purple team can. I don't think there's any way in which purple team can come back from this. Don't think there's any way, because I'm pretty sure both these Nexus turrets are down. If they aren't, it's probably a third and Hib. Oh, Kog gets ulted by that Hecarim and gets brought down. Kayle is super low, gonna go down to turrets, giving Taric a nice kill there. And down goes another turret, and Zed being able to engage on this Hecarim. Let's see if he has to ult. The ult is not quite up. Trying to ignite, pick up this kill, picks it up with the Q there. What is that called? A Razor Shuriken. But purple team is still in a rough spot, even though they managed to extend this gold advantage in blue team's favor still to about 12k. It looks like blue team is just going to go for this Baron. Since they are so pushed, it is the safe road to victory. As already starting that fight, since he already has that pretty significant sustain there with the Vide switching to tank, and here goes that Baron buff for blue team. If they had waited like 2 more seconds, Kayle would have had that as well. And now purple team has very small chance of winning this game. Zed ulting in on that Vi, doing lots of damage. There's the Whimsy though, prevents so much damage, and down goes that Zed. And Vi landing a nice Q there on that Yi, manages to ensure the kill there for Ezreal. Xerath trying to drop his ult to do as much damage as possible, but Ezreal arcane shifts to cut the distance, and there's the dunk from Vi, and there's the surrender. So, nice little game. It turned into a stomp there at the end. I was hoping purple team would make a nice little comeback, but it just wasn't in the stars there for them. So, fun little rank game, lots of high and low people there, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you do like what you see, please comment, favorite, subscribe. You know the drill. Let me know what you think of the the My Gameplay commentary. Can't talk. Let me know what you think of my ranked game footage that I did put up there on the channel. If you want to see more of those, please let me know. I have gotten some positive feedback so far, so I probably will keep trying to put them up, even though I am not a huge ranked fan, but I'll probably try to keep putting them up on a more consistent basis. So, thanks again for watching. I really do hope to see you guys on the next video.